The streets of the Malian capital, Bamako, the announcement has sparked a mixed reaction. It ranged from pride in the government's show of sovereignty to concern about its impact on tourism and business. Mali's foreign ministry says the visa bond of up to $10,000 is a direct response to a similar policy enforced by the Trump administrations on Malian citizens. Experts here are largely behind the move, calling it a matter of reciprocity and respect.
The sometimes warm, sometimes tense relations between Bamako and Washington reflect, in fact, the very nature of international relations. It often happens that countries at certain moments in their history have differing views on specific issues. Reciprocity is one of the oldest principles in international relations. When a state takes measures that another perceives as distortive, punitive or repressive, the latter tends to respond in a proportional manner. Therefore, if the United States has indeed taken such actions towards Mali, it is understandable that the Malian government would react in kind. Such behavior is quite common in international relations.
Observers say Mali's move is also symbolic part of a broader continental trend of governments challenging Washington's dominance. Last week, neighboring Burkina Faso refused to accept deportees from the United States, leading to visa restrictions on its officials.
We learned over the past 2 days that the Americans are saying Malians who plan to travel to the United States will now be required to pay $10,000. I believe they need us just as much as we need them. But since the law hasn't yet been enforced and is set to take effect on the 27th, we're waiting to see. If they go through with it, our authorities will also take the necessary measures, and that is it. No, it is going to be difficult on both sides. They need us just as much as we need them. Mali is a sovereign state, so you can't just wake up one morning and impose sanctions on a country. I believe diplomacy will play its role.
It will be difficult to say who comes out as the winner or the loser, because determining that would require an assessment across several dimensions: economic, social and cultural, among others. There are many factors that need to be considered before we can say who benefits the most. I think the visa issue is among that remains under discussion. As you know, relations between countries are quite complex. Sometimes, certain measures are announced but may not be implemented exactly as stated. I believe both governments are currently addressing the matter and are also listening to the concerns expressed by the populations.
Back in Bamako, the debate continues. Is this a justified act of sovereignty or a diplomatic misstep that could isolate the country further? For now, one thing is clear. A new tone is emerging in Africa's relation with the world, one defined less by compliance and more by confidence. Mamadou Tapili, CGTN, Bamako.